Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and we have a brand new show. This is our pilot episode. We are very excited to welcome you to Have I Got a Course for You? This program is all about you sharing what courses you have that you're offering to people so that they can be educated, learn, and grow. So if you'd like to join us, please go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, and book your session. My guest today is joining us from Pakistan, and I'm super excited that she is here today because we are collaborating on a course that is focused on your brain. She is the brainchild behind the course. I am going to be hosting and facilitating with her. Let's welcome Dr. Saudia Rajput. Hello, nice to have you.
Hello, how are you, Dr. Jacalyn?
I am so well. How are you?
I'm great, good.
Fantastic. You know, I love how things work out in life. We didn't know each other. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence brought us together, and we had a few interviews, and now you're back, and we're collaborating on something that's so important. Tell us a little bit about your background because it's very unique. Medical doctor, PhD, etiquette, manners, and now facilitator. I know you've taught many people many things, but for people joining us for the first time, please share more.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jacalyn, for offering me this opportunity to come on your platform and to collaborate and work on this program. Well, if I tell you about myself, my medical background, I bring with myself 15 years of rich experience in pediatrics and child health. I did my MRCPCH from UK, and I always had this special interest in human brain development. When we were in a medical school, we were taught that the human brain cannot regenerate in the sense like it's like known to most of the people that the liver cells, they can regenerate if they are damaged or something, but the human brain cells don't do that. Okay, and that was when I was doing my medical school, right? But when I entered my practical life, this new terminology of neuroplasticity popped up. So I really got interested and I started doing research on that. And I really wanted to see if we can bring changes in human minds and brains, and then, you know, even protect them from degenerative brain disorders and help with small things like anxiety and depression and even small fears. So this concept really fascinated me. So I was doing that research, and at that time, I actually came across Mr. Philip Sykes. And Mr. Philip Sykes, when we both sat together, he had this very strong conviction that if you know a few codes of behavior like etiquette, it can change lives for you. It can open doors for you that the best education cannot. So I fixed up a meeting with him, and we both exchanged notes. And when we exchanged notes, I literally fell in love with the concept of etiquette. And I took a huge U-turn in my life. And I decided to bring the British School of Etiquette from UK to Pakistan. So this is how I brought it in, and I entered the trainings and introduced this etiquette knowledge to the people of Pakistan. So this is how I started. But then again, my love for neurology, for human brain, and changing it, you know, it never I never deviated from my path. I actually kept on working and working. And then that was the time when I enrolled myself into a PhD program. And that's from Malaysia, and it's all but dissertation level. And it's also an inclusive mindset. Here again, what we are doing there is like we are changing the mindset and making it more inclusive. And we are also deploying etiquette and manners in it. So this is all about me and my interest. We got in touch last year, and Dr. Jacalyn, you asked me to create a program on how to improve focus, and especially the teenagers nowadays. Like, since these teenagers are actually born with iPhones in their hands, okay, and they're pretty much different from us, and they have a much challenging childhood than what we experienced. So these children have this problem of like maintaining focus and paying attention and even learning. And it has actually increased the number of children who are being diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And that is mostly because they cannot focus on one thing. So you asked me to create a program, and I started working on it. And I thought I would do it in like 1 or 2 months. It's nothing for me, okay? But when I started working on it, and I was like researching, and I wanted to know what's the exact thing. I mean, where is the main pain point? What are the things that we can actually do? And we can utilize neuroplasticity. Can we change the pathways in the brain, and how to do that, and what is the scientific background for it? So it actually took me 1 year, and you must be wondering that where has she disappeared? So then after that, we just spoke a few weeks ago, and I was like, Dr. Jacalyn, I have the right program that you'd be looking for. And it doesn't just focus on how to improve your focus. It helps you banish your fears and empower your life. It preserve your precious memories, and even building up your thought process altogether.
It's super exciting. I was so happy to hear from you and find out that you had put this all together, because it's going to help so many people. I just showed the graphic. Let's take a look at it again and look at what it is that people are going to be learning. So my understanding from what it is that you and I discussed is that people are going to be able to take a brain fitness test. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, the human brain can be divided into 5 different types, and sometimes it could be a persuasive brain, a persistent brain, a sensitive brain, or a balanced brain. Okay, so they all have very slight differences, and doesn't mean if you fall into one brain category, doesn't mean that if you're labeled as sensitive, so you need to improve it, or there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with all these brain types, okay, because that's what makes us different, right, and more colorful. That's our own that's how we add our individuality. So we have created a set of questions on which are again research based. So these questions will help us classify your brain type, what brain type you are coming from, and then after the brain test, I can actually prescribe you how to naturally heal your brain. For instance, if you have a sensitive brain, definitely we don't want you to be overwhelmed by your emotions, okay, and we don't want you to be anxious and fearful and have anxiety and have sleepless nights. We don't want you. We don't want that, right? Because it's just your thought process that creates the entire difference. So what we'll do is I will individually prescribe people what is basically good for them and how they can actually change their thinking process. Dr. Jacalyn, I was reading this somewhere, and I just found it wonderful. And it said that pearls and pebbles are found together in the sea, okay? And what makes them different is just the environment, right? So a mollusk turns a particle of sand into a pearl only because it provides a specific toxic-free, nutrient-rich environment, whereas a pebble doesn't, right? So that's the difference. And your thoughts are like your pearls. Your thoughts are pearls. So if you want your thoughts to be priceless, precious, productive, and powerful, you need to provide them the specific environment for your thoughts to grow. And you can change your thought process. I've tested it on myself, on my children, and all my patients here in Pakistan, and it has worked wonders.
I absolutely love that analogy about the ocean. That was spot on. When I think of my pearls, I'm going to think of that analogy. So the course itself is 2 hours, and it's going to be delivered live. Of course, we're going to record it. And for people who can't attend, they can get the link to it. And it's available on Eventbrite. We're going to be showing a little bit later about how people can actually book in. So what do you see as the flow of the course for what people can expect during those 2 hours?
Well, in the first half an hour, we'll conduct the mind test, the specific mind test, and then after that, we will begin with different risk factors. What is the right brain environment that you need for your thoughts to be positive? So we'll do all the risk factors, and then in the last 1 hour, it will be on how to stop the automated negative thoughts. Dr. Jacalyn, if I just ask you, how many thoughts do you get? Now, and I don't expect you to know the right answer, okay? So this is a research-based study, and the scientists, I don't know how they did it, but they just found out, okay? So how many thoughts do you get in a day, if I just ask you?
Oh my gosh. Countless. I couldn't even imagine. Millions and millions.
Ah, yes. It's 60,000 thoughts.
Okay. It's way off.
That's the figure. Okay. Now, if I just ask you, now this is an average human, right? So they did it on thousands of people, and then they took this average out. How many of those 60,000 thoughts, what is the percentage that is negative?
I would say the majority of them are probably negative.
Yeah, just give me a round figure. I don't expect you to know the right answer.
Okay.
Anyhow.
I'm going to go with 70%.
Oh, you're very close. It's 80%.
Wow. Woo. That's a lot. That's high.
Okay. And one more interesting fact, Dr. Jacalyn. How many of your thoughts you think are yesterday's repeated thoughts?
So it's one thought over and over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, something that you thought about yesterday as well, and you're thinking the same thing today.
I think a very high percentage. Do you want a percentage?
Yeah, I want a percentage.
Okay. I'm going to go with 75%.
Oh, wow.
It's too high.
No, Dr. Jacalyn, it's 95%. Can you imagine?
Oh my goodness. The same negative thing over and over and over again.
Oh, yes. It's yesterday's thought. So every day we only have this small percentage, the small window of 5% to learn new things or to think something different. Do you get it? So only if we learn how to break the cycle of those yesterday's repeated thoughts, we can increase the window.
That's amazing.
Yes, you can learn new things. So just imagine, I'm sure you learn every day, and you are basically in the process of learning, right? And this is what you enjoy as well. I'm sure you do that. But what if we increase that window? Would it be, just imagine what it would be like.
Dr. Saudia, I'll tell you what, I love to learn, and I am always learning. Even over the weekend, I just posted, work between 80 and 90 hours a week. And that's because I'm constantly getting new information and then channeling it into something. So if I could have more capacity, I would love it.
Yes, absolutely. And the good news is, Dr. Jacalyn, it's all in your hands. It's nothing something which is not in your control. That's the most beautiful part.
That's fantastic news. So I have the ability to change and break this pattern of the continuous repetition of the negative thoughts so that I have more space for new learning.
Absolutely. And you can
that's
do
what this course is going to teach me?
Absolutely. I'll teach you how it does that so that you have an idea and how your brain works. So, then it's easy for you to understand, like even the small habits that you do, the small steps that you take. Like, for instance, I know that you go for a regular walk, okay? But how does it actually affect you will allow you to make this habit even more permanent. It's a good habit. But so I'm going to provide you the scientific, the background to it as well.
That is so exciting. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. It's amazing. So for people who are just joining us, I want to show the graphic again so that they know what we're talking about. Here is the graphic: research-based studies to heal your brain and empower your life. And Dr. Saudia Rajput is a mind disruptor. I love that title. So what do you want people to know about this process? Some people might think, oh, I'm concerned. I don't want to take the test because I don't want to find out something and then I have to do something about it. A lot of times we stay stagnant where we are because if we get the information, we might be empowered to do something and we don't want to have to put the work in. But putting the work in will make a big difference, won't it?
Yes, absolutely. And people, sometimes think that it's like too expensive or stuff like that. Believe me, Dr. Jacalyn, nothing is more important than your health. And only if you're able to control yourself, you can shape your future. You can transform yourself. You can change the entire trajectory of your success. So this is, and the best investment is an investment on yourself. And yes, I do know people who come with this school of thought and they say that, yes, I know they're scared basically to find out about themselves. That's why I just said in the beginning that it's not, we're not going to label you with anything. And the results of the test would stay with you. Right? So we will not be sharing, and they're not for us. They're only for you. They're only for you to change it, and then you can see how you can improve it, and how you can change, intentionally bring a change in your life and transform it. So it will help you with that. So this school of thought, yes, people do think like this, but I think it's you can't just hide yourself, put your beak inside and think that the sandstorm has gone, right? So you need to get up and face. That's a thing.
Yeah, I love what you're sharing. It's fabulous. I also want people to know that your phone number is here on the screen, and we also have an email address for you. We're not closing out yet, but I'm just letting people know they can contact you directly at hello@the BritishSchoolOfEtiquettePakistan.com. So, Dr. Saudia, I'm really excited. We're starting this course in this month, June. I believe it's June 26th. And again, we're going to go to Eventbrite and take a look at it. And so the course is live. It's going to be live every week for 5 weeks. And then people can also just purchase the link to watch it at their leisure. I think one of the interesting things is when you attend a course live, you get to meet other people, obviously. And whether you have a chance to engage with them or not, you have their name, you can contact them and then start a new collaboration. What do you see as the benefits of people taking the course live?
Yes, you're right. It will allow them to even create a community, a tribe. When you get to see people, the like-minded people together, it actually helps you build a separate community. And of course, it's a wonderful platform for networking. And your network is your net worth. And Dr. Jacalyn, one thing more. Yes, I wanted to tell you, there was this really interesting experiment that the scientists did. They wanted to study the they wanted to basically employ the fear conditioning technique to mice and see, if they can make the mice afraid of the fragrance of the cherry blossom flower. So technically what they did, that they gave the mice a small electric shock every time the mice were exposed to the cherry blossom smell, right? So they repeated the same process for a couple of more times. And as the results were expected, when they did not even give the shock, the mice still produced the fear response to the cherry blossom flower scent, right? So this was expected, right? So what was not expected was that their next generation and their generation, the fear factor affected the next two generations. So they produce the same response in the absence of any fear conditioning stimulus. Though their generations were never exposed to the electric shock, but they were also afraid of the cherry blossom flower scent. So this part of the science is called epigenetics. So this program, I would reiterate, is not just about you or about us, it's about your generations. So if you learn today how to counteract your fears, and especially when you come online and we do the live sessions, you have an opportunity to ask questions from me. If you have specific problems with anxiety, with depression, or even with Alzheimer's, you can prevent Alzheimer's, and at the same time, you can reverse Alzheimer's. And there is no rocket science to it, because nature itself is healing. Remember that. But you need to know the exact ingredients, when to take and how to take. So if you think that you are only investing this money on yourself, I'm telling you, you're investing it on your next two generations. So it's not just about you, it's about your next two generations. Remember that.
Dr. Saudia, that's incredibly powerful to know that what's happening to us today is impacting future generations in our own family, and that we have the ability to do something about it. So thank you for bringing that up. We do have a comment from someone who's watching. 100, 100, 100. Thank you. Is it Tehani Suleiman? Nice to have you with us on Facebook. Thank you. All right, I want to go over and go to Eventbrite. So for those of you who are not familiar, Eventbrite is a platform where you can host online courses. And for this particular course, we have made it very cost effective so that as many people as possible can take the course. What I want to say about that is, if you're a marketer, you look at what is the price point that you can offer something so that people see value. So just because it's at a lower price point doesn't mean there's not value. There's tremendous value. We just want to have as many people as possible taking this course so that they can understand and take action. All right, I'm going to share my screen and let's take a look. So you see here what I'm talking about. You see there are 3 courses listed here, and we're talking about the 2 at the bottom, research strategies to heal your mind. And so these are priced the same course. It's priced between $12 and $15. What does that mean? It means if you attend it live, it's $15. If you want to get the link to watch it on your own, it's $12. So can you imagine people who are watching or listening on the live or the replay? You have Dr. Saudia Rajput here, who is an expert, medical PhD, owns her own company, and she is giving you her expertise that can have a major impact on minimizing, erasing your negative thoughts. So what would hold you back from attending? I don't want to hear you can't attend, because I just told you can attend by getting the Zoom link. Doctor, anything you want to share just about the Eventbrite or people booking in?
No, thank you.
Okay. We want to make as many people as possible who can get this information, right?
Absolutely, that's my core reason, and because this, I feel that this is when God has given me, provided me with this knowledge, I'm supposed to share it with as many and make people's lives as much better as I can. And if I can change people's life, it's not about one person; it's about their entire family, uh, because one person, if someone is sick or anxious or in depressed state, it affects the entire family. I mean, it's never about just one person, so it's the family, and not just his family. This thing becomes, can change your genes, and it can affect your next two generations. So I think in today's fast-paced world, where people cannot where people find it hard to focus, and they have very small attention spans. They are so much, there's too much advertisement around, and they're actually hijacking their emotional brains. All these things, all these companies with containing toxic snacks, and all the junk food, all these organizations, they're doing such massive marketing to wash your brain and take you away from nature. And they basically make you land in a minefield. And when this is when you can't control yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Sadi. I appreciate it. And again, I'm just showing people you can go over to Eventbrite right now while we're having this conversation, and you can book in, and then you can let us know if you're booking in while we're on the show live. So I think something else that's really important, Dr. Sadi, is that not only are you going to be doing this brain fitness test and providing this expertise and information, this coaching about how people can get rid of these negative thoughts and have more mind share for newer thoughts. You're going to be talking about supplements as well as recipes. And you just mentioned about junk food. I know myself, because I work so much, many times I would just grab something that was processed in a wrapper, and I don't do that anymore if I can help it. But that's what a lot of people do. They're on the go, they're rushing around, they just grab something, and it's not healthy for us. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely, Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about building small habits. These tiny habits, you have to intentionally build them. You have to intentionally build those pathways in your brain. You have to think about it and schedule it, and make it a part of your schedule. So in this program, I'm also going to teach you how to build those habits. So it's also about those habits. And because if I today decide that I'll start my morning walk from today, I cannot do it unless and until I take few steps to do it. Right? So I need to plan it. So I'll teach you how to do that as well.
Fantastic. And something else I shared with you, I'm a distributor for Juice Plus, and I'm very proud of that. My hair is really long. My nails are long. My eyebrows had fallen out. They've grown back. And I believe that supplements are not the answer to eating poorly. You have to eat well, but they really can help you as well. What are your thoughts about supplements and the role that they play in brain health?
Well, they play a massive role you cannot imagine. I just gave you the analogy of a pearl, right? So pearl is your thought, right? So if the same mollusk, if it's unhealthy, or if it's not able to provide the right nutrient, so either it makes no pearl or a distorted pearl. Okay, so it's these nutrients. You're supposed to basically bathe your thoughts with those specific nutrients that help them grow and help your nerve cells build new connections and wire it for permanence.
That's so exciting and so important. And if anybody has any questions, Dr. Sadi and I are here. So I want to just show again, I pulled up a different visual that I think will make it easier for people to see the course. We're going over to Eventbrite, and this is, again, what the course looks like. Research-based studies to heal your brain and empower your life. So we're offering it multiple days starting in June. And then here you just go and select your date. And again, the $12 is if you want to purchase the link to watch it later, and the 15 is if you want to watch it live. So we're excited about that. All right, Dr. Saudia, what about the fact that you're also going to be including some recipes? What can people hope to get from that?
Yes, I've actually, these recipes are my own recipes. Okay. And basically, I've created a diet plan for people who wish to improve their memory or even prevent Alzheimer's. So basically, it's the ingredients and how you mix them together, and it's a complete diet plan. I mean, I wouldn't be telling about the calorie stuff and all that you can calculate, but these are the foods that I make for myself and my family, and it has really helped me a lot, because after I've had 2 attacks of COVID, and the second time I had it, it was my memory had absolutely gone nil. I mean, I could not even like remember people's names, and it would hard for me to actually recall anything. And it now these foods actually helped me get my memory back. And these ingredients are, I will again say, it's not my created ingredients. It's not something that it's just that it's only me who has talking about them. All of them are coming from, they have a background, research-based studies on these ingredients, and you can use them. The supplements and these ingredients can actually help you deal with anxiety and fear. So I would suggest, if anyone is even undergoing depressions, in a state of depression, before they actually start those medications, they need to, take a look inside themselves and ask themselves, do they have the right lifestyle, and have they tried the non-medical, these supplements before. So I always suggest people going for supplements before we put them on any medication. Recently, like 4-5 days ago, there was this a mother brought a child, an 11-year-old child to me. Now this child was like he was too good at his studies. There was no school problem, like and he would get all straight A's and all that, but he had this anger issue, and the mother just had no idea where it was coming from. And I asked, I also asked about all the risk factors and all that. I probed and probed, and can you imagine? Now, these people had molds in their house. I told them, I mean, molds is a very big factor. It produces a toxin that can change your mood and steal your memory and happiness and disrupt you, and it can even take you to a level where you are absolutely bedridden and you can't even get out from bed. But it depends on the level of toxicity. So I mean, there was no other risk factor for his anger other than this molds in the house.
That is incredible. I've heard from people before that they had mold in their house and they didn't do anything about it because it was going to be expensive. But imagine the cost, the price tag of losing your memory. And you shared, and I appreciate your transparency, that you had COVID twice and it affected your brain. I've heard of people with long COVID, they have brain fog, they've lost their focus, they have no energy, they have no drive. So this is something, this course is an awareness to bring to people as well as solutions.
Absolutely. It's a life-changing program.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for anybody out there who's interested and you just joined us, I've been watching on all the platforms while Dr. Saudia is speaking, and I see we have a number of people who've been joining. This is the course we're talking about, research-based strategies to heal your brain and empower your life. It's available right now over on Eventbrite. There are several days that we are offering this course. And if you can't make it, you can purchase the link to watch it at your leisure. So Dr. Saudia, a question I have for you is, once the course is over and someone is really, truly interested in making a lifestyle change, because that's what it is. I always say to people, there's no magic wand, there's no fairy coming that's going to fix everything. You have to do the work. Are you available for people to hire you to help coach them through it?
Absolutely. If you have specific problems, like even problems like sleep disruption, small problems like that, I'm available. You have my contact details. You can get in touch with me, and I will embark on this journey with you together. I'm not going to leave. And believe me, if people still have any queries or something like that, Dr. Jacalyn, I think we should work on a strategy where people can actually get in touch with you, because it's not just about, giving a course and then expecting them to do exactly how they end up and all this. I mean, and we leave it to them. They can, I think we should create a platform or something like that where they can, get back to us, and then we answer their queries. Either it could be through via email or via WhatsApp or whatever.
Yes, I completely agree with you. So, just so people are aware, we're talking about getting rid of brain fog. We're talking about eliminating negative thoughts that keep repeating. You know, that same thing over and over and over. And we worry about so many things. When my dad was alive, we used to talk about the fact that we had this imaginary list of all the things that we were worried about. We put it on this list because none of them are going to happen. It's what's not on the list. So then you spend your time worrying about that, and we're just wasting time. And I know for me, time is such a precious commodity. It's a gift. And our memory, with all the occurrences of Alzheimer's, we hear about it over and over again. This is an opportunity for people to take the step and really empower their brain, not just for this generation, but for generations after.
Absolutely.
Dr. Saudia Rajput, thank you so much for being here today. We have your email address up, which is hello@the BritishSchoolOfEtiquettePakistan.com. We also have your phone number here, which is, this is WhatsApp?
Yep, this is WhatsApp.
009-23008-444-579. And of course, if you can't remember how to reach her, you can always reach out to me. Go over to usaglobaltv.com. Contact us. Anything you want to leave people with before we sign off for today, Dr. Saudia?
Well, what I would say, that you only have one life, okay? And it's always wise to work on it intentionally. And the most beautiful gift that God has given you is a human brain, right? So use it wisely. And don't, because it also works on the rule of either use it or lose it. Okay, so don't lose your brain. Protect it. It's the most precious gift you have, because we're built for innovation.
So well said. Thank you for sharing that. And we do have the link for people to go and directly book their session on Eventbrite. So there's no excuses. If you have the $15, if you don't, maybe borrow from someone, explain to them why this is so important to you. You don't want to miss this. Go over to Eventbrite and look for this course. Dr. Saudia Rajput from the British School of Excellence, Pakistan, thank you for being here. And before you leave, I do have an announcement, which is Mr. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence is the official sponsor of USA Global TV and Radio. So we will be coming out with some promotions that you'll see, but I'm super excited that the British School of Excellence believes so much in the work that we're doing here that they have made a commitment to be our official sponsor. And Dr. Saudia Rajput, you're a part of that with the British School of Excellence, Pakistan. So thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
All right. Look forward to seeing you later. Thank you, doctor. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
And to those of you who are out there watching on the live, thank you for being here. If you want to drop your name in the comments, if you want to reach out, if you'd like to connect, if you'd like to be a guest, that's what I'm here for. I told you I work 80 to 90 hours a week getting this platform to the next level. We have had a huge jump in our numbers on our YouTube channel. If you're watching somewhere else like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, we love that. I'd love for you to go over to our YouTube channel, which is USA Global TV and Radio, because they give us accurate numbers as to who's watching, when they're watching, where they're watching from. So if you could subscribe over on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it. Maybe you've created a course and you want to get some visibility on it. Go ahead over to our website and book your session for Have I Got a Course for You? All right, we're coming back with our next show, which is Secrets to Timeless Beauty with Katrina Valente. She's joining us from Dubai. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Go to Eventbrite and book the course.